few months ago, I was asked by the Women's Rotary of India to give a talk on anger management. I decided that I would not research the subject. I would not even look up the definition. Instead, I chose to go within and see what anger meant to me, how it played out in my life, and how it impacted my surroundings. My hope is that this talk will inspire you likewise to go within and to understand your own anger, to see how it expresses in your life and how it affects you and the people around you. Others' definition is a useful springboard, but finally we need to look within and understand not just anger, but all our emotions. What does love mean to me? What does jealousy mean to me? What does caring mean to me? And kindness mean? So when I went within, I understood that I get angry when my expectations are not met. We all have expectations from ourselves and from others. How another should behave, how they should perform, how they should deliver, also how they should care for us, protect us, nurture us, and if we are paying someone, how much and how quickly should they deliver. We also have expectations of ourselves, how we should behave in certain circumstances, what we should achieve in life, how we should behave in challenges. All these expectations, when any of them is not met, depending on where we are in the spectrum, we can experience anything from mild irritation to strong irritation, anger, and even rage. The intensity will often depend on the degree of our expectation and the frequency with which it is not met. So this insight for me was very useful, because if the source of the anger is within me, if it is my expectation, that means I have some control over it. Even though when I get angry, it seems natural, it seems justified, and it seems, even though when we are getting angry, it seems natural and it seems justified, actually we do have some degree of choice and some degree of control over it. The Buddha has said that your body is on fire, and of the three fires he talks about, which are desire, anger, and delusion, the one we are talking about today is anger. And is anger a fire? There is no one who is going to debate that, right? Because when we are angry, we can feel the fire within us. But fire, when it is out of control, it can burn up everything. But when it is controlled, it's a tremendous source of energy and fuel for us. So when I thought about it like this, that anger, when I can control it, I can transform it into a positive energy, this for me was very motivating, because anger management, when I heard the words, they caused a lot of resistance in me. Already all of us in life are managing so many things, right from our time, our day, our relationships, our job, our exercise regime, our time on the media. So it's too much. To have one more thing to manage seemed overwhelming. But this thought that this is an energy that can be transformed, that it can be dissolved and resolved. Why resolved? It is an emotion, so it can be resolved. And dissolved because it is fluid, because it's based on one of the elements, fire. So all these elements, fire, water, air, they are fluid, they are not solid. So which means I can do something about it. So this really is what got me thinking that in that case, how could I do it? So let's look at it a little deeply. So what is anger? There is a trigger, someone does or says something, and there is a reaction, which is our irritation or anger, right? So there's a cause and there's an effect. Now what if we could bring something in between, which will change this dynamic? Something that will reduce the momentum of this cause effect. And it has to be something that's available to us instantly. So what could that be? That is breath. The moment we stop and we pause, we take one breath, we take another breath. The momentum has slowed down. Now when we go back to the anger, we cannot pick it up at that same intensity at which we left it. So from the time we were young, we were told, take a deep breath, count to 10, drink a sip of water, and then react. It's just that I think we didn't realize how powerful this simple practice can be. Today, I am suggesting to you that you do this practice. Create for yourself the pause. Use the breath. Use a sip of water. Count to 5. Change your body language. If you're sitting back, come forward. If you're sitting down, stand up. If you're standing, sit down. All these will change the momentum, they'll slow down the momentum, and the intensity of your anger will not be as overwhelming as before. Now I can ask you to do this, but you will say to me, but when I'm angry, I just forget this, right? I'm not going to remember it. It's true. So therefore I'm suggesting that these things be made a part of our daily life. Get into the habit of taking deep breaths periodically throughout the day. I have a friend who keeps a 59-minute alarm. So every hour she gives herself 1 minute to go within, to breathe deeply, to just look back on the last hour. You can do it how you like, but just make sure that frequently through the day you take deep breaths. Get into the habit of sipping water through the day. Also get into the habit when you're sitting, maybe you're on the computer or you're on your desk working or even watching television. Get into the habit every 15-20 minutes, half an hour of getting up, maybe going to the window or fetching yourself a glass of water or whatever, and then coming and sitting. Get into the habit of changing your body posture every 20 minutes, half an hour. If already this programming is there, when the anger comes, it will be much easier to remember it. So the first step is very simply cause, pause, effect. Trigger, deep breath, reaction. Do this for a few days and come back and we'll do the second step together. Thank you so much for being with me.